G'day, I'm Kevin. I've been here in Thailand for about a year now, travelling, relaxing, exploring and learning. Living here in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and the adventure continues. This is 52 weeks. You might remember last year I did a budget challenge where I attempted to see if I could have a day out on 200 baht. I'm living here in Australia at the moment, and it seems to me Australia is significantly more expensive. There are some bargains that you can get that will have a nice cheap lunch, or something like that, but even so, generally speaking, things in Australia are more expensive. So I thought, would I be able to have a day out on 200 baht here in Wagga Wagga, country town in New South Wales? So that's what I'm going to have a crack at. I'm going to do the 200 baht challenge down under. Now, I won't be spending Thai baht, quite obviously, because I'm in Australia, but I'll be using the exchange rate of 22 baht to the dollar. Because although across the year the exchange rate was somewhere between 21 baht and 24 baht to the dollar, so I thought I'd just pick a midpoint, and using that works out to $9 something. So I'm just going to round it up to $10. So $10 for a day out in Wagga Wagga. How are we going so far? Well, funny you should ask that question. So I grabbed a bottle of water before I came out, this trusty water bottle here, which was absolutely free. And you might remember from the video, you might not, but you might remember that the water bottle fill up cost me 2 baht in Thailand, so we're ahead already. And I had a bit of a leisurely breakfast this morning, which was cereal, and I had a green tea, which was 75 cents worth of ingredients for that. So we're doing well so far. I must admit that had a bit of a late start, and the challenge in Thailand included morning tea, but we're heading on to lunchtime at the start now, so I'm just going to grab some lunch on the way. I wouldn't like you to think this is Main Street Wagga. This is in fact just a small shopping area a bit out of town. It's in a medical precinct, so just services people who are working in that precinct and people who live around. Has a post office, as you can see, Asian spice and fish shop, fruit barn, chemist, and so I'm wandering through here to where we're going, which I'll talk about a little in a minute. But on the way, I happen to know that there's a bakery coffee shop just along the road here, and so I thought I might just drop in and get a pie for lunch. How very Australian, you say? Well, I am Australian. And here we are. Okay, joy. They were having a sale on pies, so I managed to get a pie and sauce for $3.25. The pies are normally $5.50, but yeah, on sale today, so bargain. Now I'm sitting and having lunch at Wollundry Lagoon, or near Wollundry Lagoon, and just in behind all of that foliage there is Wollundry Lagoon. We're going to walk along that a bit. It's a recreation space that people use quite a lot. They come here, feed the ducks, although the signs say don't feed the ducks, but they do. And they walk and they kind of sit and talk and all sorts of things. Fuck off! Okay, I've changed spots. I was being surrounded by a gaggle of geese who decided they were hungry, and if I wasn't going to give them my pie, they were going to eat me. Which I guess is one of the reasons why they tell you not to feed the bird life around here. They get used to people giving them food. Anyhow, not a bad pie, so that's good. I'm sure the geese would have enjoyed it. Now, I can't remember what I said to you before I told the goose who was chewing on my leg to go away. Those weren't my exact words, but nonetheless. Anyway, I can't remember what I was telling you, but so I'm having lunch at Wollundry Lagoon, and then we're going to walk along Wollundry Lagoon into the city, and then I thought I would mirror my adventure in Thailand on the budget challenge, and I'd go and have a look at some churches. Now there's a slight difference. Well, there's many slight differences. One, they're not Buddhist temples, they're Christian churches. And two, Wagga is not quite as big as Chiang Mai, so I'm not walking as far today. But I'm sure we'll enjoy the walk as it is. And once we have a look at the churches, I might go down and have a look by the river and show you downtown a bit. So that's the plan for today. This is Wollundry Lagoon. Runs through the centre of Wagga City. One end of it is just in the kind of inner housing area for Wagga, and then it runs through to the main street. You might be familiar with this if you've been watching me for a while, because way back in season 2 I did a walk around the lagoon, so if you're interested you can have a look at that. But there's lots of bird life around. Geese for one, and there's ducks and all sorts of birds, cockatoos and the like, and lots of fish life in the lagoon itself. But if you're interested in the lagoon, go back and have a look at the wander around. I explained it in a bit more detail. This is the Victory Memorial Gardens. We're still skirting along the edge of Wollundry Lagoon. That's it, just over there. But as we get to the CBD, we come to the Victory Memorial Gardens, which are a reminder of all of the citizens of Wagga who have been lost in the various wars that Australia has been involved in. So this takes pride of place in the centre of the city. The city has an army training barracks on one side of it and an Air Force training facility on the other side. Ah, the sounds of Australia. Anyhow, enough for listening to kookaburras. I got distracted there. Found out that I'd quite missed hearing kookaburras, and I think since coming back I'm hearing more and more of them. Yeah, but this is the Victory Memorial Gardens, and as we go through this, we're heading towards the main street that runs down the spine of the CBD, and across the other side of the road here as we exit the Victory Memorial Gardens. They're the council chambers and facilities. Down that way is the more used part of the CBD. This is the kind of older part and kind of less used. We'll go for a wander down that way later, but now we're heading up this way towards the churches that I promised you. Right, we're on the corner of Johnson and Takata Street, and that's the Wesley Uniting Church. So we're just about to enter the precinct where all the churches are. That's St Joseph's Primary School on the corner there. So there are other churches out in the burbs and in the kind of satellite communities around Wagga, but this area is where all of the kind of big central churches are. So when we get over the road, we'll have a look at a couple. We're still walking down Johnson Street towards the river in that direction, which is not very far away, so we will get there sometime today. So as we're walking along here, we'll come to the Catholic Cathedral in town. Alrighty, here we are. The building behind me is St Michael's Cathedral, which, as I said, is the big Catholic cathedral for the Diocese of Wagga Wagga. And the name of the street that I'm standing on the corner of will give you an indication of what the area is. And up the other end of Church Street, on the corner of Cross Street, we have St John's Anglican Church, and just down here St Andrew's. So you can see why these streets are named Church and Cross Street. It may surprise you to know that I've been in all of those buildings. I couldn't get into the last two today because they were closed, but I have been in all of them. But the building I spent most time in this street is across the road here, the Riverina Playhouse. So when I first moved here in 1987, I came as the resident stage manager for the Riverina Theatre Company. And they performed at that stage their shows here in the Riverina Playhouse, which was a joint facility between the Riverina Theatre Company and Charles Sturt University. Okay, that's Church Street, Cross Street, the religious precinct and the arts precinct. Let's go grab something to eat and drink and have maybe afternoon tea by the river. Dropped into a discount store, got myself a Diet Vanilla Coke, well a no sugar vanilla Coke for $3.50 and some chocolate layer cake for $2.50, so that's afternoon tea for me. I'm down by the river now. I'm going to spend a few minutes just having a nice quiet drink and a snack. Alrighty, that's afternoon tea. Excuse me a moment. I've just spent a really nice half hour just sitting by the river, watching it flow by, listening to the crows. But it's onward now. If you've seen my video A Good Walk in Wagga, you would be familiar with the Wollundry walking track, and that's where we are now. We're on the Wollundry walking track again. This is the section near the city. It just goes along the levee bank. It's doing a bit of work on it down here, so we'll have to take a slight detour. But this is the Riverside precinct in Wagga, which they've just added to. Big performance shell just there, and lots of grass work, so we will do the detour. And here we are, downtown Wagga. This is the centre of town, the busy end of the main street, and has all sorts of kind of cafes, some of the kind of big store shops, and then little sole trader businesses as well. So this is a weekend, so it gets much busier than this, but yeah, not a bad place to be. Plenty going on, plenty of road rage incidents apparently. Yeah, so that's downtown Wagga. Now I'm going to duck into one of the supermarkets. There's a couple of you know, off-street malls which have supermarkets in them. I'm going to duck into one of those, grab some stuff for dinner, and then head from home. Sorry, head for home. Well, that wasn't a bad day out. I did far less in terms of steps than I did on the Chiang Mai Challenge. Chiang Mai Challenge was about 30,000 steps if I remember correctly. And today I've done about 16,000, so just a bit over half what I did in Chiang Mai. But yeah, it was a nice day out. To go down, have a look at some churches. I must admit, I don't go to churches in Australia as much as I go to temples in Thailand. Oh well. Yeah, but not a bad day out. Whoa! Look at that road. Very busy road. Sorry. Yeah, but the question is, did I make it? Did I make the budget? Well, let's have a look at some figures. First up, of course, was water, which cost 2 baht in Thailand, but was absolutely free in Australia. And next was breakfast, which was 20 baht in Thailand, and in Australia 75 cents. We skipped morning tea in Australia, so that cost us nothing, and in Thailand it was 29 baht. Lunch in Australia was 3.25 and in Thailand was 36 baht. Afternoon tea in Australia was $6 and in Thailand it cost us 30 baht. Dinner was $3.50 in Australia and 74 baht in Thailand, which included a beer. Now, if we look at the totals in Australian dollars, $13.50, we didn't make the budget, but in Thai baht, obviously we came in under. And if you look at it in Thai baht, it's the same story and a different currency. So the answer is no. I didn't make the 200 baht challenge, or in this case $10, which is slightly over 200 baht. But I did get a lot closer than I thought I'd get. I was lucky with a couple of specials that were on, but nonetheless I inched over the budget. Anyhow, that will be enough for today, I think, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching my video. If you really enjoyed it, click here and you'll find a video that YouTube thinks you might like. But if you want to go back to the beginning of this journey, click here for the playlist. And if you've made it here and are not subscribed, really consider doing so. Just click here and you can subscribe. Hope to see you on the journey soon.